Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on, guys? Man, YouTube's got a major delay on what I get to see. Holy cow. Like, more than abnormal. Yeah, we'll just go with it like that. So what's going on? We got Dan the Dane in his house. We got Crypto Mikkel in the chat. But actually, he was supposed to be out of town, and they got away, started their little vacation so that he can kind of unplug and unwind. And his little one had an unfortunate accident, and she smashed her finger. It was bad. It was real bad. Couple stitches, and he's back home. So he's definitely watching in the background, of course, but he is having some much needed family time. So hope that she gets better. I hope she's not in too much pain, considering she had, like, what did you say, 5 stitches? Woo! I totally relate to that. I blew apart the side of my thumb, popped that sucker like a zit when I was moving furniture. It was bad. So, we got everybody kind of slowly rolling in. Yo! Guys, don't forget to smash that lizardy like button. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big ouch. Right. Yo, what's going on? Chris from New Mexico. Yo. So as everybody starts to slowly roll on in, let's go ahead and dig into today's little segment. So I've got a few little things to go up over. The first one I wanted to go over with you is, how well do you know your risers? Little riser knowledge on you guys. So these are the OG version 6s, the blue on blues. This is where I started. These things have a failure rate of I turned it off and I turned it on and it's dead. Never could quite understand what actually was going on the inside of this thing to cause it to just kind of kill itself periodically. It just like, I don't want to work no more. We're cool. We're cool. I'm gonna stop right now and commit suicide. So these are like the U-bit version 6s. So these are like some of the old ones. The one that you have, let's see here. The one that you have will be kind of like this one, Dan the Dane. Yeah, that's kind of what I've kind of thought too, Dan. Like cheap capacitors, the power MOSFET being a little cheaper, and I'm gonna there's a story behind why I'm talking about this right now. So basically, you guys all know I have FPGAs. So I've got the BCU 1525s. Now, doesn't matter which one these are, they only are supposed to pull 75 watts max. So these things should be built up to be able to handle them. Now for these blue ones, I've always, I figured that the caps would discharge and it just kills itself through the discharge of turning it off. Because the card's still drinking as it turns off. Then you have some of the better ones coming up. But after I started killing these off, I started looking for something better. That's where I stumbled across these couple of them. What was nice about some, especially like this one, is that it had a light on there, an LED for whenever you knew the riser died. Huh. That should have been a clue not to buy it. It's got an indicator to tell me that the thing's gonna die. It shouldn't die. That's just me. Yo, dig deep. So, and I've tried to run these things just with 6 pins. I try not to use the SATAs. I try not to. I will never use Molex. Never. The rail won't handle it very nicely. I'm just saying. But these are the ones that come with the with the FPGAs, because they're Squirrel's FPGAs. So the guy that I got them off of, you know, he's like, "You got good risers?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, I'll send the ones from Squirrel with you for you too. You should probably use those ones." And I get it, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like kind of like looking at them, and it realistically looks like the blue one. It looks like the OG style. Here, let me flip it around so they're the same direction. It's like the OG style. So, okay, what did they do differently? Oh, I get it. They put a little gold lead on there for ground. I don't care about that. They put the same little cooler that you will see on like a Raspberry Pi. This is the little passive cooler that you could put on there. Put a little fan on your Pi and cool down the chips on there, or whatever it is that you're trying to cool down. That's small and localized. That you got a little fan on there. So I moved the FPGA rig because I needed to. It's in my spare room, so it's like it's kind of, you know, how spare rooms are. It kind of becomes a catch-all. So I was cleaning some of it out, so I had to turn off the FPGA rig and pulled it out, put it on my living room table while I dug out this futon that was buried in the corner out of there. And as I was cleaning everything up, put everything back together, turn the FPGA rig on, and all I can smell is burnt electrical. And I leaned forward, and one of the FPGA lights weren't on. I thought I burnt up a $900 FPGA. That would have been like, I would have cried. I really would have. So, if you can't tell, this is the issue, because the FPGAs are running right now. What ended up, I pulled everything apart, and I was planning on pulling everything apart too, because I was having like a weird temperature issue going on. And whenever Mikkel was looking into it, he peeled off the little washers, and I'm like, well, I kind of left those on. And I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and pull those off. So I had bought new thermal compound, the Arctic MX4, and some new thermal pads, because I was just going to replace everything, put everything back together, good to go. And Bitcoin Jake, what's up, what's up? Gundy in the house. We got Z-Bert, yo. Got everybody rolling on him. So, whenever I was like, I had everything apart and I had the BCU that wasn't turning on in my hand, I was like looking all over the board, made sure nothing was that I can see that was obvious on there. Nothing looked discolored to me, so I'm like, okay, everything looks good. We're good. So I took the riser and plugged it in, because I didn't. Oh god, it still stinks. Oh my god. So powered it up, nothing happened. I took my other BCU, put it in there, powered it up, nothing happened. I'm like, okay, so now we got causality. The lights are still turning on. That was what was funny about this. So I put the bare BCU, because it was just down to the PCB. I had to have a little test power supply, plugged it into it with the other riser, turns on. I'm like, oh. And that's when I was like, what happened to you? And I'm like, oh. So I think this little cooler didn't keep it cool, so it held the heat in, I think, because it's burnt from that. It's bad, really bad. Like, it stinks bad. And I replaced it with one of them that I know are good, which is one of these. These things are quite expensive. They are the V009S-X's. They're like they're version 9s basically, and they've got 2 rows high quality capacitors in there. I mean, reinforced PCI port. So yeah, these things are baller. I've only had one fail on me. So yeah, I haven't had any issues with any of these ones. So, but man, I forget what the price was. I know they're expensive, and I need to get more. They were like, I want to say like at least $10 a riser. I mean, they were not cheap. But everything in the farm has been slowly swapped over to these, and I've had less and less issues with turning on and off my rigs without having a riser failure. Because like, what would happen to me was that especially with these ones, they would like half die. So they power up and stuff, but you get like half the hash off of it, and you would have like weird temperature readouts from it. And it would still keep mining. It was like, there's nothing wrong on the other end of this, except for the power management on it, and it would just slap the card down real bad, and I would replace it out with a new one, and the hash would come back. So these ones were not, and it's like, and I even tore apart the bottom to see if I can see any trace runs that got burnt out underneath that got hot. Nothing. There's no discoloration. All the pathways look nice. So I always just figured it's this little power MOSFET right here is the issue on this. Well, let's see here. Working on some Python code for Duex automation, but having a little trouble. Oh, man, I wish I could help you with that. I don't really know Python too well. Kind of wanted to learn how to do it, but yeah, have not thus yet. You're not gonna really see like really riserless motherboards, Zebra, because like the graphics cards and FPGAs are still a full slot. So you're either lining them up onto one motherboard, and you don't need an adapter for it, for spacing. But then when you have those boards, they sit everything real close to each other. You got to put them into a server case. And if you think an ASIC miner is loud, a server case makes it look like a little Sally. I'm just saying. Just saying. So that's kind of why that was like my little heart attack earlier, was, but I mean, I had to pull everything apart no matter what, because I was re-thermal. No, server case isn't the Sally. No. Dan, I'd hit me with a link on one of those. I'll have to look that up, cause like that would mean that it can, if it's got a riserless motherboard to where you're not slotting anything in, then it's got to have like onboard graphics to support itself. Oh my god. You got a Roswell 6 GPU for you. Noise. Oh, nice, nice. Have fun, Ralph. Oh, yeah. So, did everybody have pizza yesterday? I didn't. So we're having it tonight. All right. So, because I've got a little control, I don't have Zoom operating. I can actually kind of set it up the way that I usually set it up. So, bam. little different flavor on all of this. So this is Coin 3. I kind of like Coin 360. It just looks cool when it's on the green screen, man. I mean, all I get to see is the green screen, but on camera it looks cool. And you can see that. Which hand is it? This one. There we go. USDT is still more expensive than XRP. I'm just saying. Mikhail's like, lame. Well, this one looks better, I think, right? Because I have a free account. They spam me with that stuff. Right, XRP. Spam the FA. All right. All right. So, if you guys haven't paid attention to any of the news, Iran, you know, the U.S. government has accused them of basically using Bitcoin to circumvent sanctions, right? Well, they've got a money crunch going on right there where they're like limiting their people for how much money that they can pull out of their bank account because they're preventing a bank run. And if you guys don't know what a bank run is, that's when everybody tries to pull their money out, you know, like what everybody does to the exchanges to prove that they've got Bitcoin. Yeah. They don't prevent it in crypto, but they sure do prevent it at the banks because they already know that they're an insolvent Ponzi scheme that doesn't have the money, really. It's funny money. So, what ended up happening is that at some point in time, they, was it last year? I forget what day. They had recognized crypto mining as a legitimate industry. One of the first countries to actually publicly not stop them. So what they're now doing is that they're trying to crack down on some laws onto them because, well, you know, they don't want to see the Iranians trying to get their money out of the country before they hyperinflate everything. So they're trying to stop people from liquidating out of the country. That is funny. Yo, what's going on? Last piece to the puzzle. I like that. That's actually kind of cool name. So, they're going to be cracking down now. It looks like they're like, oh, wait a minute. These guys are making huge money, right? And if they're paying all their employees in that Bizzity bit on top of it, oh They don't even have to hold on to their printable money. I mean, it's just a couple of zeros in a computer database, right? But they've actually been having people set their banks on fire out in the Middle East because they're unable to get any of their money. I'd be kind of mad too. You know, you're taught your whole life to put your money in the bank account, and then your bank decides to shaft you. Ain't that nice of them? Isn't that just special? Oh. Oh. Yeah. You control with us. Yep, he's got to sit there and play daddy time and comfort. Hey man, are you by? If you're by your little marker board, you got to give yourself a mark for that, Mikkel. I see that. I'm calling you out on that. It's a pain in the butt to do this, but all right, you're getting it. I don't have that on this scene, so it doesn't work all that good. But I can still do it. Oh! Give yourself another one. Oh man, Mikkel, you better be by that little marker board of yours and recording all that. Just because you're not on stream doesn't mean that I can't hold you to the same standard. Post it, keep it clean. So, as I was saying, so the Iranian president, Hassan Rouhani, is probably going to start cracking back down on there, taxing them up real good to try to make Bitcoin mining people solve their, they're basically their illegal money printing that they shouldn't be doing. But that's a whole nother topic. Real funny, guys. Real funny. You want to know what's not funny? Bitcoin's hash rate dropping. I started noticing it after the halving. So this big drop off, at like 30% drop off there. Yeah, that was right after the halving. So we went from 137.5 exahash and bottomed out at 87.19 exahash a second. And it's kind of been bouncing in that range now. Each time kind of returning into that real low region. But you can see the peaks are not getting higher. They're kind of fading down. So I don't know if we're now on a little bit of a slide back because a lot of these big mining farms are unable to get enough equipment at this point, especially efficient enough equipment with the halving. They're trying to get rid of their S9s and their early S17s. They're going to want that WhatsMiner M30++ and the Bitmain's S19 Pros and stuff like that. but they're not able to get the equipment fast enough because that human malware kind of messes everything up. I'm just saying. So yeah, interesting stuff for sure going on. Now, the reason what got me actually like looking at all of this was I'm not going to show you my miner because that's gonna like show personal information that we're just not going there. But while I was like looking at it from poolside, it when right after it happening, my S9 got cut right in half. I was like, ooh, if it stays like this, I gotta wait until my next payout, and this way I get my last payout on there, and I'm shutting off my S9, and I'll be looking to get something a little bit better. But after a few days, I started noticing that my Satoshis, I started getting more. And I started just kind of keeping an eye on the hash rate because of it. And I've probably taken a 10% hit on my S9 now. So I did not take a 50% hit. I'm right at 10% on it right now. So I still call that winning. If you go from 20 to 2,500 or 20 to 25,000 Satoshis a day to 10 to 12,000 Satoshis a day, and then all of a sudden you're like 15 to 17,000 Satoshis a day, you're really not off from your mark. So even an S9 is still relevant. If you're looking to get more Satoshis quicker, yes, you're going to want to get into more efficient hardware. But as long as you've got good electrical rate, or you're not worrying about your electrical rate because you're just, you got free electric rate, or it's baked into your rent or whatever, and you're running one machine, it's still highly profitable. Not like you're going to be able to quit your day job profitable, but you're not like per se like losing money if you got the right electric rate. Ralph Cooper. So ask Captain, hey, we going in water. Hey, take it easy, Mikkel. Yo. Everybody, smash that lizardy like button. Yo. If you haven't done so already. And then kind of talking about some interesting stuff. It's like, you guys know I do like my ASICs. It's just high-powered hardware. It's what I like. You might not be able to do much with it other than mine just whatever it is, but you're basically getting the best bang for your buck at the end of the day. It was like I was an early adopter with the E3s, so yeah, it was pretty cool. It's kind of what got me interested into it. It was managing those, and I had a few GPUs, and I noticed that hash power to GPU hash power, ASICs and that on Ethereum, it was just baller. But now we finally, that's not what it was, that's what I was looking for. We have somebody that's making a open source ASIC chip. Oh yeah. So, not that I can really do my own building, but we do have a open source ASIC from start to finish for anybody that's that can actually do manufacturing of these things, and understands the architectures and all that good stuff. You might actually be able to make yourself relevant, guys, if this is something that you guys do. Yeah, so I mean, not that I'm gonna ever. Last piece of the puzzle is like, will that make old ASICs useful? Something like this, no. But when you're talking about like with like Bitcoin or something like that, it all depends on your electric rate to return rate. So as long as you get more Satoshis than it costs you in fiat to mine it, you're looking at a net gain. So I mean, I run E3s, and you're talking, those things are like 2 years old. They're still profitable. I mean, not like they used to be. And then mining through that bear market. Oh, got to have strong mining hands to mine through a bear market. Oh. Yo, what's up, Nefarious? What's up? So, everybody's like, yo. So, yeah, I think this is going to be kind of interesting to see something like this coming out, because of the fact that if there were people sitting on the sidelines trying to figure out how to do this, I think this will give them that little competitive edge to start learning how to do this, being open sourced. Oh, yeah, for somebody like yourself, oh, ouch. Big ouch. Here's something that affects me just a little bit. These are Handshake is something that I have mined on my BCUs, and I am currently mining that right now. And it looks like once you make you have a. Hey, we got a Savage, yo! What's up? But it looks like from mining on my BCU 1525s that it's profitable enough that incentivized Bitmain looks, I think that's the Hummer miner Mars H1. So it really has that chassis look like the Bitmains, but the batteries, the way that they do the electronics in here are a lot different. There's not much information on this other than this. If this is actually real and it comes out, I won't be able to mine Handshake anymore. Just because this will effectively blow me out of the water. Or actually, no. Hold on here. Or no, that's the pool. Oh, that's the pool. So we got 80 gigahash at 2,000 watts. Okay. I'm 3 gigahash at like 250, maybe 280 watts, somewhere probably right around there. Zebra, it is out. Not anywhere that I can see where I can buy one, other than like Miners Europe. But you're putting a pre-order in. That's what always like makes me nervous, is when it's a pre-order like this from a smaller company. Yeah, I'd love to get one. But if you sit here and see it, whenever they were first launching this thing, they were showing like $100 a day profitability. Now it's been dropping as a bunch of people have been mining on there like crazy, and the market dropping. So now it's no longer making the same price. Don't get it's like if you're an early adopter, you'll probably get your money back, maybe, as long as Handshake doesn't decide to fork. Oh yeah, definitely Zebra. Yeah, hit me up with a DM on that for sure. I would love to do a little research on this. $1,800 plus shipping and human malware. Got it. And it's like, I've also had issues with like platforms deciding to change stuff, like the other day. Yeah, it was my like Mikkel set up the stream. I tried to hit live on there. It didn't go live. It went live somewhere else. And then I realized what was going on whenever Savage popped in. And yeah, that was like just epically weird that I couldn't go back in there and pull up a stream key or nothing. It was like the video was caught in limbo, so I had to like erase it, remake a new one, and then fire up everything with the new stream key. So it's like thank you YouTube for letting me know that you're meddling with my stuff. So awesome of you. Nefarious. I saw Savage make the comment, and that's whenever I started looking. So yeah, that was like a whole fiasco. It took me a little bit to get everything set up, but after we figured out what was going on. Nice. Yeah, and then they're like shadow banning people, and you get other people that are just getting video strikes and stuff like that for no ended reason. So we try not to anger the YouTube overlords on that one. For sure, Nefarious. Give you a holler. But then I go to log in to one of the places. Oh, what you got there, Dan? I just seen your question. Yeah. It depends on your electric rate. ASICs are industrial stuff. People forget that. So if you're not, it's like something like that, you have to be running, on 220. Knowing that where you are located, you're running 220. So if you don't get the industrial rate, it's highly unprofitable. It's made, mining Bitcoin's made for big business now. It's not for everybody, unfortunately. No, I didn't see anything on the on that. Huh. Oh yeah. Oh God, you want to know who else is pissed too? It's kind of funny. Is that what was that video? The guy who barely sociable that posted that I know who Bit Satoshi is, and it's like they like who it was Tone Vase and one of the guys from Jimmy Songs. Yeah, it was Tone Vase and Jimmy Songs. And they just sat there, and Jimmy Songs is a Bitcoin core developer. He's a dev for Bitcoin. I would think that since he's from the beginning that he knows too, So he's like going, no, that's not Satoshi Nakamoto. It's like, good try, no. And then that guy barely sociable gets on, and instead of backing up what he was saying with facts, he's sitting here dropping F-bombs and looking like a fool. So the initial video was pretty well done, but no, I don't agree with him. Good linking of events, but no. But amongst YouTube making changes as of recently, if any of you guys mine to Monero Ocean and you're mining Monero on purpose for sure, I go logging in and this is what I get. I mean, it's nice that they give me a better variant of dark mode, because before it was like a whale tail in the lower left hand corner, be like all the way over that way, there would have been like a whale tail, and it wasn't really obvious that you needed to click that to go into dark mode. Otherwise, you know, it's just like, oh. But we're not trying to blind people. But finally, they made that a little nicer. The platform itself, I actually kind of like how it is now. I would show you my miners on there, but it also shows my my wallet address, so can't do that. So sorry, man. So sorry, but not sorry. So whenever if you're mining to Monero Ocean, whenever you log in, you're gonna have to put your wallet address up into this bar right here, and it'll bring you back to the dashboard. And what's nice about the dashboard now is that it will show your individual miner with a miner log for it, so you can actually get a little bit better information now. So baller, I like the new interface now. I like looked right over this because it's such small text here. It'll when you're first popping in here, it'll ask you to put your wallet address. It's like wallet address right there. Yeah, I never saw that. Like, how do I go to my miners? I know they're mining. I'm still getting payout. So. Tech Man's like, Lisa Sue is Satoshi Nakamoto. You know who can be Satoshi Nakamoto and I'd be cool with it? Would be Max Kaiser. Tech Man, he's hiding as a woman. Greatest trick Satoshi Nakamoto did is to try to tell the world he doesn't exist. Oh, Zebert used support XMR. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I've used Monero Ocean for a while mining on, so never had any issues. So we're coming up close to the end of the stream, so definitely go ahead, ask any questions you guys want. Well, one of the most interesting one that I've heard was, what was it? If you take all the Dragon Ball Z characters, the first and last letters, like the first letter of each character, and you can spell out Satoshi Nakamoto or something like that. I was like, oh, that's funny. Zebert, you want to know the hash rate on mine? Well, I get like, it bounces a little bit, so it goes from 15.8 to 16.7. I've got mine overclocked with Brains OS. And I do like how the layout of how they do things. It's really nice. Tech Man's like, I heard it was 11 people, really? Very well could have been. It could have been like a whole group of cypherpunks going. Tech Man, I do not have any GT 1030s. I've got GTX 1070s, TIs, I don't know. I got like 20 or 30 somewhere around there. GPUs. Yeah. I was kind of thinking about doing it. It depends on what I got going on tomorrow. Oh, that was really loud. Oh, yeah, that's right. Anytime that you got TradingView open, like, it just gives you these stupid notifications, and I wish I could turn them off. I've got to figure out how to turn them off somehow, some way. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, I've got mine on Raven right now. I've got a few coins that I bounce between that are really good for my cards. Looks like Ethereum and Ethereum Classic is not doesn't make my 1070s ultra performers anymore. Often sound different. No, I really should. No, it depends on how, because my microphone gets split between OBS and Zoom, so I'm not sure if it has better sound quality right now. I have no idea. I used to have Litecoin miners. I used to have like 7. But I got rid of all of those. I got it while the getting was good. From a technical standpoint, last piece of the puzzle is Raven actually a good project? He hasn't had the chance to go research yet. Well, first off, I always suggest people to definitely research. And when you think you're done, research a little more. But what I like about Raven is that they have a way to for digital ownership. So, for instance, I could register the serial number on this phone on Ravencoin's network and assign a token of my, a token of Raven to it, and it will basically digitally sign the ownership of this phone on the blockchain. So whenever it comes down to hey, I'm gonna sell it to you, I can after the transaction, I can digitally assign the ownership to you now and give you the private key to that digital ownership through Ravencoin network. So I mean, it's just got a little bit of a different functionality than some others. Is it something that you're going to see a lot of people running out and grabbing? Might not be right off the bat, might not be ever. I have no idea. I do know that I have supported their network from time to time and haven't really had a horrible time mining with that. It's always been profitable until they let the FPGAs come on, and then when the ASICs came on, they forked, but the FPGAs were there for a little bit, and then this last fork took the FPGAs completely offline. So now it's like back to being profitable on a GPU again. Thank God, right? I've never really messed with Chainlink, just to be honest. Last piece of the puzzle. Let's see here, Zebra. It's like, I've been wondering about how future bit Litecoin node is. Yeah, I have no idea. That would be interesting. That is true, Dan the Dane. But they didn't care about the FPGA community being on their network. And the problem with being okay with FPGAs on your network is that it takes an FPGA to create an ASIC. A lot of people don't understand what... hold on here. I've got another kind of an FPGA right here. So this here, let's see, make sure it's in camera. This here is a Cyclone. This is a developer board. In the middle is a Altera Cyclone 4 chip on here. So yeah, I can basically create, I mean, not this particular one, but something like this will be utilized for creating the CPU in your computer, your laptop, your cell phone, your favorite video game, and all your graphics cards. FPGAs, because they're reprogrammable, a lot of people have used FPGAs and never even realized it also. Like, you go to a vending machine, you hit those buttons, you're basically programming an FPGA to execute a command. So some people have figured out that you can also put them to work. So they put them to, they utilize them a lot too. I want to say in like communication arrays and stuff like that. So a lot of this stuff is military grade equipment. So you're, again, looking at industrial equipment. You got to make sure you're running it properly under the proper conditions. And that's kind of why I found it kind of interesting to play around with the FPGAs in the first place. Not so big on the programming them, but I'll get over that. Oh yeah, and Bitmain was really nice about that too. What was it? The Dash community. They flooded the market so hard with ASIC miners that the ASIC miners tanked the market within a few, like 6 months, something like that. He's like, that's it. I'm allergic to Chicago. That's Chicago. So, yeah. It's. I noticed the difference getting out of the big city. Get that fresh air. And your sinuses are a little bit better. Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Tech man's like, move south. Move south. Oop, I forgot to turn this down. But yeah, Dan, yeah, that has been some of my issues with ASIC developers like Bitmain, where they just gave it all out, and as long as the demand was really high, they knew people would buy it for whatever. Various like move north, move north. No, man, I'm looking south, man. The more north you go, man, the more snow you get. Z-Bert, man, I would love to go into Siberia and mine there. Oh, yeah. You just need to be anywhere north of there. I mean, you're like one bad storm from being in a different body of water. Yeah, crypto mining lifer. Lake effect snow sucks. As soon as that snow machine turns on, it's like a foot later, you're like, oh my god.
Break out the snowmobile.
Right, break out the snowmobiles.
Please let the lake be floated.
Yeah, nefarious. You gotta remember, happy wife, happy life. Oh yeah. Not relationship advice. And Techman, you don't really always get like sulfur water. So that high taxes, yes. Snowstorms, floods, yes. But the snowstorms gives you reasons to get snowmobiles and have winter fun. Oh yeah, I love my snowmobiling. And then you just pick a cheap vehicle to run in the winter time and just let that get beat up in the winter. I call Ohio the land of the cold and the corrosion. Try being like Wisconsin or something. Michigan, yes. Northern, even the UP. What I've always noticed with like vehicles that were in like Florida or along coastal regions, you can tell if the person lived within eyesight of the ocean, because their cars usually did rust out because salt water's in the salt's in the air. Oh my god, Z-Bert. Oh yeah, that's right. Me and Mikkel were supposed to go down there and do that. I'm hoping that they do something virtual. If they're not gonna hold it in an actual conference. I was so wanted to go there, Z-Bert. If you guys didn't know, they were supposed to have a mining conference in Florida, but it got canceled. Yep. West Virginia is worst on the cars because of gravel mix. Too funny, too funny. So, does anybody have any questions? Because if not, I'm going to end it right here, and I'm going to go eat some grub. Because we're over an hour. So, anybody got any awesome questions before I sign out? Oh God. So funny you bring that up, Tech Man. Job search is that next week I'm technically supposed to go work back at that Pep Boys for like 4, maybe 6 weeks, and then I'm back on unemployment. Yay. There's like a rumor of a crappy little severance package, whatever. So, there's that. Yeah, it should. I mean, if anything, I've got some other things going on in the background too, so either way, it's temporary. Oh, and Ferris, like, what are they doing? So, we're technically going to open up for a little bit as we're packing down the retail and shipping it out. So they're going to be liquidating all the stuff from retail and parts side. They are going to be turning into nothing but service, which that eliminates my job because I was in the commercial department where in my department we took care of all the little local shops that were around that need parts, and we would deliver them out to them. So that was my department. So my department's now eliminated. Retail end of it's basically eliminated. And until we pack up the store, once we have the store packed up, we're basically done. We're getting yeah, we're good. Oh yeah, I'm getting that helicopter Bitcoin money from the gov, you know. It's kind of funny that I got basically a raise for staying at home on the government's dime. So I think that shows that we should be getting paid more. If the government's willing to pay us more, then that tells us that the income is that we earn through our normal jobs is not set at fair market value. Oh yeah, especially, I mean, after being working at Pep Boys for almost 9 years, it's not like I sat there and was like, yeah, I was a bad employee and got terminated. No, my job liquidated me. Right, and that's going to be an issue, Tech Man, that people are making more money on unemployment right now. But the problem is, and this is the card that my job played with me, if I say no, I don't want to go back, then Pep Boys automatically goes to the state and says, I refused work. And by them saying that, that means I automatically get taken off of unemployment. So it depends on the employer and if they want to sit there and play games on the employees. It's like if we had a few like 1,000 people in the Patreon doing DCA your mining, me and Mikkel would be able to do this full time. I don't know. I don't know. I want everybody to be in the Patreon. Links are always down below, guys, for sure. Yeah, if we can have 10,000 people in the Patreon, that would be amazing. Oh my god. That would be so cool. For sure. So before I take up out of here, next bull run. right. So before I take off out of here, guys, definitely smash that Lizzie like button. And if you're new here, definitely hit the subscribe bell notification. Sometimes YouTube turns that off, so hit that again if they turned it off on you. And then share these videos on your favorite platform. Helps us grab some new people, new eyeballs to be able to teach them the ways of the DCA adventure team. Yo. So... Right, I'm the man solo all night. Too funny. Oh man, you know what I'm kind of interested in, Tech Man, is the RX or the RTX 3080 Ti series. Oh, I'm interested on that. Right. And with that, guys, since you guys got no more mining questions for me, yeah, I hope the power savings are true on that too. Most certainly. And as I find out anything on the 30 series, I will definitely let you guys know as I find out. If I was doing, I like the 1080 Ti. I run those. I wouldn't get a 2080. I'd get like the 2060 Super or the 2070 Super, but not the 2080 Ti. It's not worth it. And dig deep. No, I have not heard any word on my Jungle Cat at all. So. Oh yeah, thank you, Savage. Yo. Right, come out to LA and go solar power mine in the Mojave Desert. Be so dry. That hot, dry air. And with that, guys, I think I'm going to cut it right here. You all have a good time. Good night. Stay safe and all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next one. Yo. Don't boo me. I saw that. You booed me. I saw that, Mikkel. Where's the love? That's not cool. You booed me. That was lame. Later, guys.